What's up, everybody? Chris closes your deal here with Real Estate Investing Made Easy and Lazarus Property Group. And yeah, getting a late start on these seller calls because I've been meeting with an attorney and a notary here. Dang, Eve's like crawling all the way up to the top, like she's trying to get out. You want to get out, girl? Um, Yeah, so just notarized and recorded two affidavits of equitable interest, which is effectively, for those of you who don't know, it's basically a lien on the property that we are doing a novation on. So the benefit to that is now instead of getting paid like any type of assignment fee or anything of that sort, it's actually a recorded lien. So at close of escrow, it's simply a lien release. And you definitely want to do that when you have substantially higher profit margins on your deals. Like, for example, we have a deal in Indianapolis where currently it's listed at 945 or 949, and we have it under contract at 660, which is a $289,000 spread. Obviously, there's agent commissions and everything else in there, but yes, so that is it's a pretty big spread. You want to protect that spread. So, all right, we're going to jump on this call. I have a call that was scheduled earlier.
Hi, this is David, and I'm sorry I can't take your call right now. So hey, this is David. Hold on one second. I'm just going to put my headphones in.
Sounds good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, while I'm talking to you, I'm actually cooking. So
Oh,
I'm doing a
okay.
little multitasking.
All
Doing a little
right.
multitasking. Yeah, my hands were. I was trying to answer your call. My fingers were wet, and so
Oh,
on the phone, sometimes it doesn't allow you to open it up. So anyway, that's
yeah.
great. Is this Chris?
This is Chris. Yep. Yeah. Sorry for the just
Oh no,
a little
please,
bit
no,
of
no, no, no apology. No apology necessary.
awesome. I appreciate your patience. Uh,
Of course.
cool. Well, I was connecting with you because I guess I think you had filled out a form at one point, not too long
Mm-hmm.
ago, where you were looking to possibly sell this property that you have in
Mm-hmm.
Leander,
Mm-hmm.
Texas.
Correct. That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess catch me up to speed. It looks like you may have talked to somebody else here at one point, but yeah, catch me up to speed with what exactly
Yeah.
is going on.
Okay. So I'm looking at moving,
Hmm.
and I've taken a new job, and so they want me to relocate rather quickly, and so the fastest way to do that would actually be to do. And I realize to be fair, I realize I'm leaving money on the table,
Hmm.
um, but I'm also leaving, basically, everybody that's taken the house, they're taking the house as is. So I don't have to
Hmm.
worry about painting or doing, I don't know, fixing up the landscape. I mean, actually, if you've seen the house on what you call it, like on Google Earth or something like that, and you
Hmm.
can see the house is 10 years old. It's in great shape. Um, I've no kids. I've got two dogs, so no kids. The house is in very good shape. There's been no damage, nothing like that. It sits on over an acre of land, and the house next door to me is actually owned by a soccer player. So there's the if you end up buying the house and you want to do a resale on it, I'm sure you'll find plenty of soccer players that actually would be interested.
Got it.
So
Okay.
we've got several of them in the neighborhood. Matter of fact, Uh, so anyway, what else can I tell you? Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, just to let you know, the other thing to let you know, so I've got one of the plays, one of them came back with I won't tell you what they did, but they came back with a really, really good offer. And what I liked about this one is that after I signed the papers, they can close, they're doing it in cash, so they can close in 10 days.
Got it.
I don't know how
Okay.
that works for you guys. Basically, they would issue me a $10,000 non-refundable deposit. So if they decide to back out for whatever reason, they basically say, hey, we're going to buy this house either way. And they've already told me their goal here is they're going to put a pool in. They'll probably I mean, the bathrooms don't really need to be remodeled. They'll probably do some maybe do some landscaping. They definitely want to put a pool into it,
Hmm.
a pool behind it, and stuff like that. So I guess it depends upon what they want to do, that kind of thing. So I guess
I
my question to
gotcha.
you is, how does that fit with you guys? Because a couple of places were like, well, it'll take us 60 days to close, and we can back out for any reason and stuff like that. And these guys are like, hey, matter of fact, these people, to show me they were serious, they actually sent somebody that actually looked at the house, came and looked at the house, and
Hmm.
that's how they made their offer.
Okay.
So they kind of knew what they were getting themselves into.
Yeah. Yeah. What company was this?
Um, the guy's name is Ahmed. I don't remember the name of the company. I'd have to look it up.
Ahmed. Okay.
But
Got it.
yes, yeah, he was actually here. I guess he's here in Texas,
Okay.
or he's the local representative. So that's why I was
Got
like, would
it.
you mind if I came by? I said, no, of course not. Yeah, come on by.
Okay. All right. Got it. Did he already send you over like an agreement to review and everything?
Oh yeah, he sent me over the agreement. So he basically just tried to say, look, he said, when you're ready to make a decision, let me know. Because the only thing that we got to do then is just put a date on it.
Got it. Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. Well, I guess the greater question for you is like, when do you need to close?
So, well, pushing. So I'm looking to move next month. So I would probably look to close. When I say close, I guess I would look to have everything done by the end of the month.
Mhm.
Would be the
Okay.
ideal scenario for me. Again,
Okay.
it doesn't mean it has to be closed by then, but I'll put it this way. The other thing with them is that after the close, I have 21 days to basically to move out, which would be perfect because that would give me enough time to find some place and get settled in.
Got it. Okay. So you have a 21-day post occupancy.
Correct.
Is
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So basically, by the time if I sign, let's say, so if I sign the paperwork, let's say, or November 1st, I'm just going to make up a date. There would be 10 days for them to close, and then I have 21 days after. So basically, what they're doing is they're giving me a month to kind of get everything together and move out.
Got it. Okay. Well, so I guess really the biggest question that I would have for you at this point, all
Mm-hmm.
things considered, because I mean, sounds like just from the terms, that they're stating that that's they're pretty good terms. I don't know what the offer
Mm-hmm.
is, but the terms sound,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. Why wouldn't you just go with them?
Well, and I actually, at this point, that's what I'm planning on doing. So unless somebody can come back with either a better offer or they can come back with a similar deal, that would be fine too. And again, so that's why I wasn't quite sure. If you guys came in, I don't know how you guys work. So like I said, a couple of places were like, two of the places wanted 60 days.
Hmm.
And that was like, well, I said that doesn't, and by the way, during the 60 days, they can back out for any reason.
Yeah, I
So
gotcha.
I was like, okay, well, if I don't want to be, and the thing here is I don't want to be sitting in the house for another 60 days.
Yeah, yeah. Is
Yeah.
that what each of these other companies told you? They're like, yeah, we need 60 days and we can back out if we have to, or like how did that kind
Yeah.
of come up?
Yeah. So this way. So I'll be honest, everybody was very honest. They didn't try to lie to me. They didn't try to just say, I mean, I did have a couple of them that came in with like ridiculous low offers.
Hmm.
That didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because again, when you look at the house is not in disrepair. It's in a neighborhood with multi-million-dollar homes.
Hmm.
Um, so it's not like it needs to all be thrown away.
Yeah, certainly.
And again, like I said, the house is in good condition. It hasn't been vacant or it hasn't been abused or anything like that.
Okay, got it. How long have you lived there?
I lived here since I bought it. So I've been here actually 10 years this month.
10 years this month. Okay, got it. So
So the house
I'd,
is only 10 years old. Yeah.
okay, got it. So you had it built.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
this was okay, I'll just let you know, I wouldn't call it a custom build. Basically, it was a builder built it, and then I obviously went through and picked out tile, flooring, all that kind of stuff. So it was not,
Got it.
it was customized versus custom.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that you see a lot of that going on. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And and public record's not always accurate. But
sure.
as far as what it's showing, it says that it looks like you have a loan balance like somewhere but in the mid fives. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's good. I think it's like 550 or 54, something around. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, that is right. The other thing that I've also got is it's also got solar panels
Okay.
on the house. Um,
Is
it
that
has
paid
and it
off or
has
is there
yeah. No, there's a there's a lien on it. So they're basically going to like the Silicon said. There's not that much left on it. 'Cause I put it on back in 2018, so probably I was probably more than halfway paid. So what I'm going to do on that one is it's either that was one thing that was the only thing we hadn't debated on is what I might just do is they'll pay it off and then we'll split whatever the cost was on the solar panels. So I would
Okay.
then write them a check back. I would then write them back a check for that.
Got it. Got
There's
it.
also there's an indoor gas fireplace. There's an outdoor gas fireplace. 3-car garage. I think I'm on like a little bit over an acre of land.
Mhm.
The other nice about the house too is there's lots of privacy. So my neighbors to my left are like 1,000 feet away because their backyard is back up to my property. And then really the only people that I see are my neighbors next door, and they've put up all kinds of shrubbery, so I don't even see them.
Got it. Okay.
So
All right.
there is, yeah. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing is, great condition, 10 years old, doesn't really need any updates, other than like,
Huh.
minor things that you might want to change cosmetically,
Mhm.
like putting in a pool, that type of stuff. Is it mostly carpet or mostly hardwood or what?
So it's mostly tile that looks like wood.
Okay. Got it.
So and then there's the only place where there's carpet is in the 4 bedrooms.
Okay. Gotcha. And so the only thing that would take you from just moving forward with these guys that are coming in with what reasonably seems like a solid offer would
Mm-hmm.
be basically a higher price. So in an effort to save yourself time and of course
Oh yeah,
myself
yeah,
time, like what's that number coming in at? I mean, I could probably tell you
yeah.
pretty much right
That's
off of
right.
the
Well,
bat.
yeah, yeah. So I'll tell you now. So basically, right now, it's got to. So without giving you the exact amount, it would have to be over 900.
Got it. Okay.
So I had offers come in. Like one guy came in at like 775. Another one came in at 875, and then I had 3 that actually came in at 900 and above.
Hmm.
And so, but again, these other guys were like, it's like this is what we can do. We can do it quickly, and all this kind of stuff. So they've been, to be honest, they've been very nice and very patient. But like I said, you guys have also been following up. So I just, why not, have the discussion. And again, if this is something that's out of your reach, totally understand if you wanna take a pass on it.
Yeah, I mean I hate to get in the way of somebody, getting something done that's gonna benefit them, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And just kind of, I mean, taking just a cursory glance at things. Give me 1 second. Let me just, because
Yeah, okay.
I'm not even the guy that comes up with the numbers really.
Right.
But
Yep.
I know enough about how they come up with the numbers to kind of tell.
Mhm.
And I also know that we wouldn't be able to close nearly as quickly as they could. Our average is somewhere in the 30 to 60-day range. So my guess is our
Okay.
number would have to be coming in higher than theirs. In order for that
Right.
to be, make sense. So let me just look at a couple quick things and see um, if I think we're even going to be in a ballpark that's worth a discussion. Um,
Okay.
let's see here. Where are you
Yeah,
moving
what's
to?
interesting about it is, So I'm actually gonna move into North Carolina.
Hmm.
I'm taking a job. Yeah, so I'm working for a company that actually has, so it's been good about it. They've been giving me time to
Yeah.
figure all this out. In the meantime, I've been working here. So fortunately, nothing near where all the disaster happened. Matter of fact, when I go out there, since I don't know where I want to live, I'm planning on renting instead of buying. So I don't have to worry
Oh,
about trying to coordinate selling here and then getting escrow money and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. No, that's nice. Um, okay, so I mean, what like because I think you had originally reached out to us back in like April.
Yeah, exactly. Just to let you know, it's kind of funny. So basically what I'm doing right now is the company just keeps telling me, hey, don't have to move yet, don't have to move yet, don't have to move yet. Now they're saying, okay, we now need for you to get out here. So because they want me to be there to manage a team of people. And so
Got
I said,
it.
oh, that's fine. So I just told them, I said, I just need for you guys to let me know when you're going to pull the trigger. Because obviously well, I shouldn't say, so obviously as part of the job, they're also going to pay for my move.
Okay, got it. Um, okay. So yeah, because I mean, it seems like you could have, with all this time, possibly listed
Mhm.
it on the market back then,
Well,
found a
well,
retail
you know what it was?
buyer.
Yeah. So originally they wanted me in June, to be blunt.
Got
So
it. Okay.
then that was the reason for that. And then when they came back, I was like, okay, so this guy Ahmed, I just kind of, hey, listen to the situation. I said it's kind of a little bit of a moving target right now about when they want me to move because while I'm doing work for them remotely, I'm also doing some work locally here in Texas with
Hmm,
a very large client.
got it. Okay. Um, I mean, what have you talked to an agent? Like, do you have any idea, like, if you were going to list it, what
Oh,
what it would list
yeah, I
for?
know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. My listing agent told me the house would go for between 1.1 and 1.2.
Hmm, got it.
There's
Okay.
other houses in the area, if you take a look at it per square foot, um, that's put me just about average. Now, there have been houses that have gone out where they had a swimming pool. There's one a block over that went for like 1.5 million. So it really seems like the houses in the area are going for like 1.2, 1.3. Since
Yeah.
I'm going to be more of since I'm more willing to sell,
Yeah.
um, I probably would be willing to I definitely would be willing to take a lower offer just to get out,
Got it. Okay. All right.
just move on.
Yeah. Um, okay. I mean, if I could get the underwriters to come in at like a 900K offer, but we still needed like a 60-day timeline, I mean, would
Yeah,
that even be worth
yeah. The
having a
problem there,
discussion about?
no, because the problem is if you're not going to come in over 900, then so I'll be blunt with you. So the other guys actually offered me 900 to be
Got it.
blunt. And so,
Okay.
but that was with the 10-day close and all that kind of stuff. So they're willing to go. Matter of fact, they even said, if you don't mind, while you're in there, once we close, they actually want to start, working in the backyard, start putting the pool in. I said, oh, that's fine by me.
Got it. Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
Interesting. Um, hmm. Okay.
Yeah, the problem right now is if it's going to take 60 days. So basically, these guys, if I sign on November 1st, they'll they'll close on November 10th, and then with you guys, I wouldn't be closing until after the holidays.
I gotcha. Well, what about this, right? So, because it doesn't it sounds like from what I'm hearing is regardless of what happens, you're going to go out to North Carolina. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like you're gonna, so at a 900 offer, right? And you've got about a 550
Yep.
balance, right?
Yep.
So you're
Mm-hmm.
basically walking away with $350,000.
Correct.
But you're gonna go rent, and I can't imagine you're gonna rent a place for $350,000, right? So you're gonna shove that away somewhere, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
and just, spend, a couple grand a month renting for the period of time while you're trying to
Right.
figure things out. Um,
Yep.
is there anything else that you need that equity for, like in the next 60 days that would, that's like super important?
Um, no, basically what I would just do is I'd make sure like, everything is paid off. Uh, I mean, that most important thing is I don't really have a lot of debt, so that's
Mhm.
other than my house.
Okay.
So all of that would be good. Yeah. So I
Okay.
don't, so the important thing here is that if you guys take 60 days to close, I'm still here in the house versus
Yeah.
the other one, they close in 10 days and then I'm, at that point I'm free to, I'm basically at that point during the 10 days, I'm packing up.
Okay. Well, let me ask you
And that,
this, right? So one of the things, because I'm just trying to think if there's another creative way that we could possibly structure something that
mm,
that still,
well,
resolves your situation, gets you onto the next phase, but allows a little bit more flexibility on our side of the table. So I'll kind of give you a scenario, right? Like obviously, when we buy a home cash, things have to move
mm,
really, really quick because it all comes down
sure.
to the cost and the velocity of money, right? So if we're coming in
Of course.
shelling
Yeah.
out $900,000, like that adds up very quickly when it comes to holding costs, right? And
Of course. Yeah.
so that's something that gets taken into consideration. And then if you're gonna like, so let's say we were to do the same deal they did, we closed, and then you're there for basically, 21 days. So now
21 days. Yep.
we're
Yep.
going into
Mhm.
the holidays, still not vacant. We can't do renovations on the inside of the house until it's vacant
Mhm.
because we have vacant dwellers
Of
insurance.
course.
So we can't do anything. So that holds it up. And then, kind of timelines get pushed out. But we have done transactions in the past in similar situations where a seller's like, hey, you know what? I actually don't need all the money right. Matter of fact, we're actually doing one just like this in Indianapolis, where the seller has substantially less equity, but it's still like a $700,000 house. And
Okay.
basically he's like, look, I don't have a lot of equity, but I don't really even need it. So I think we're going to basically bring like, 30, 35 grand to the table for him, close
Okay.
on it right away. And
Oh,
then we're
okay.
going to basically take over making the mortgage payments while we're doing any renovations and working
Oh,
on
okay.
marketing it. Right. And then
Mhm.
as we market it, once we find our end buyer, and the other thing that we do to shorten up our cycle is we essentially pre-market the property even before renovations are
Right.
being done. That way people might,
Sure. Of course.
because like
Yeah.
people might, we've put in carpet in a house before, like
Mhm.
$12,000 worth of carpet, and literally the day after closing, buyers come in, rip it out, and put all new flooring in. So what we've done is we've marketed properties and we said, hey, what fit and finish? It's kind of like the way you actually bought this build, right? They're like, oh, what tiles do you want?
Right.
What this do you want? Right? So we've done
Mhm.
that, and it shortens our cycle, obviously reduces our
Mhm.
costs, and allows us to be a little bit more flexible in our offer. So essentially, in a scenario like this, there might be a
Okay.
world where we could come in, and if it makes sense, if you can,
Mhm.
continue to hold essentially hold the mortgage in place while we would come in, we'd step in, we'd take over making the payments while we're going through that process, maybe cash you out,
Sure.
a little bit right up front. And then through the
Okay.
process, once we flip it and sell it, we can
Mhm.
possibly, that might give
Yeah.
us the ability to come up with a
And that.
better number for you. Is that something that you would be
Yep.
wildly
Yeah. Oh,
opposed
yeah.
to?
Definitely. Yeah. No, no, that would actually be acceptable. And that to me would be because what's good about that is it kind of you guys are making the mortgage payment. That obviously frees up my cash to be able to go forward with the rental. And
Hmm.
then it actually allows me to, I guess the only question I have for you is during the 60 days, um, what would be a reason why you would not go forward with closing? Because that would be
Well,
the only thing is like if
well,
you guys, yeah, yeah,
yeah, if we're going to do that type of transaction, we would actually just
yeah,
close. So we would close, basically
okay,
it's called subject to. So we would close on the property subject to the existing mortgage. And then usually
hmm,
in this type of scenario, we do what's called a silent second. Uh, so
okay.
so we take over making the mortgage payments. What are your mortgage payments, by the way?
Right now, my mortgage payments with property taxes are about 4,500 a month.
Okay, so 4,500 a month. Um, so we would, and does that include insurance as well?
Yeah, that's everything. That's everything. That's
Okay,
insurance, property.
perfect.
Yeah, property taxes. Yeah, property taxes on the house are about, I haven't seen the bill, but last year it was about 15.5 was the property taxes for the year.
Got it. Okay. All right. Perfect. So yeah, so in this scenario, what we would actually do, sorry, give me
That's good.
my other phone was like ringing into my headset. I had to put that on do not disturb. So what we could possibly do is we could come in, close on it. Um, Now the challenge with Texas property taxes are, not
Oh
exactly
yeah,
the greatest.
right,
So
right now.
there's actually a couple scenarios that we might be able to work out here on some sort of creative
Okay.
terms.
Yeah, and just to let you know, if, like, let's assume that you picked it up November 1st. I'm just to make it easier.
Yeah.
I've already paid the property taxes for the last 10 months. So
Okay.
it's not like there's going to be you're not going to get a surprise bill. I mean, you'll obviously be able to see it from the mortgage company. Obviously, I've been paying so, in my mortgage payment is my property taxes.
Got it. Okay. All right. Um, Let me ask you this other question, because there's two different ways that we could do this type of a transaction. There's like a short-term transaction like this. There's also like a more long-term transaction like this. Um, would would this mortgage staying in place if the payments were getting made and taken care of, and we could clear the DTI pursuant to
Yeah.
to this debt, would there be anything else stopping you from being able to qualify and get a mortgage on another place?
No, because I'm not going to since I don't know where I'm going to live permanently.
Mhm.
That's why I'm doing a rental. So the good news here is that it won't stop me.
Okay, got it. And what type of time so once you move out there, you'll rent, I'm guessing for like maybe at least 12 months?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not doing. Matter of fact, if you look at most of the places are asking. It's kind of, I don't know why they're asking for like. I thought it was kind of, they're asking for like a 13-month lease, which is fine.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't,
you know why that is? It's because you're at the end of the year and they'd rather it kick over into the next year, most likely.
that's true. Yeah, yep. They
Yeah.
want to know it's written out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 13 months. So you think you would probably look at like buying in about 13, 14 months then?
Yeah. So I would put it this way. Assuming that I'm moving 2025, maybe I wouldn't be looking to move until 2026 because again, I don't know the area, especially after, what's good about it is where I'm going to be living is not where it's not Asheville. It's not any of the places that were devastated. It's one of the
Yeah.
places that actually just got rain, but didn't get anything else.
Okay. Got it. Okay, no, that's perfect then. So yeah, so there's two different scenarios that could possibly work in this scenario. And again, I'm not the numbers guy, but I can conceptually like talk you through what those scenarios might possibly look like. And
Okay.
either of these scenarios could potentially afford us a world where we could come up a little bit higher than that 900 number to make it make sense, where there's
Okay.
still enough meat on the
Okay.
bone for us. One
Mhm.
of those is we just do a short term where we basically come in, we take over the mortgage payments of 4,500, we close on it, and you go on your merry way, right? And then during that time, we're doing whatever updates we're going to do to the property. We'll market the property, put it out there to sell, with our team and our agent to our investors and all that
Mhm.
stuff. And then, maybe it takes 90 days or 120 days or whatever for us to do all that, or 6 months
Mhm.
to do all that and
Yeah.
find our
Mhm.
end retail buyer. They close on it, and at that closing your mortgage would get cleared out, the remaining
Mhm.
equity, all your equity gets paid out to you, and you cash out at that point, right? So
Okay.
that's
Sure.
that's
Okay.
one scenario, and basically because you're holding it, essentially, we could possibly come up in the number a little bit. The other
Okay.
scenario would be like a more long-term play. What interest rate is on your mortgage?
I think I'm around 6%, if I remember correctly.
6%. Okay, all right. So that's not as exciting as if it was like 3%.
No, no, no.
Yeah, so because the other scenario is basically leaving the mortgage in place on a longer term basis, right?
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
still doing like a retail resale, but basically offering the end buyer financing. But I think just with the way that those numbers would work out, I don't think that would make the most sense, even if you were willing to do that and keep the mortgage in your
Hmm.
name long term. I don't think
Yep.
it would
Hmm.
work out just because your equity would basically be about 50%. Well, the debt would be about 50% of like the retail sale price. And so, and at a
Sure.
6%, I think the numbers just wouldn't flush out properly. So I think we're looking at possibly a short-term type of scenario like that first situation I just explained.
Okay.
Um,
That'd be great.
is that all tracking? Is there any questions that you have about that or any like things that you're not uncertain about?
No, it definitely sounds interesting. So if you guys want to get back, and then you have my email.
Mhm.
If you want to send me anything to look at, like as far as like a contract goes, like I said, the only thing I want to make sure of is like I said with these other guys, and I don't want to say, I don't want this to sound cautionary, but like they're taking the house as is. So I'd be happy to at some point, if you want, I can do a video call just to show you like, look, the walls are great, the floors are great, there's no
Yeah.
leaks, there's nothing like that in the house. I definitely understand that. But like I said, I just want to make sure, like, if we go up and down, you guys decide, okay, you know, 30 days in, you decide, for whatever reason, you decide to back out of the deal. I just need to make sure, like, I want to understand, like, what would be a reason for you guys to back out? Because, like I said, these other guys are saying, hey, we'll close, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to work with you guys. I'm kind of curious to see, because I have to be honest, I mean, some of the other people are like, it's not a distressed property.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's like, our main focus, like when we're doing our outreach, we're looking for distressed properties. But because
Mhm.
we've done so much business and we do all types of creative scenarios. Like as a matter of fact, we're selling a property, interesting story, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but this guy in Colorado, we talked to him and he was in a similar situation. He's like, I need to sell this like super fast. And we're like, well, what's going on? He was like, well, I got this crypto thing. And the moment he said crypto, we're like, oh, sounds like a scam. But apparently he's like, no, you don't understand. I have access to $3 million in crypto. The only problem is the way that I accumulated it, the guy who was managing it, he never got paid throughout the process. And if I don't pay him this $80,000 like right away, then that's going away. I'm like, and he's like, so I'm willing to take like a $250,000 haircut on this house to get this done.
Mhm.
And we're like, look, sounds like a scam, but if you believe this to be true, we'll work with you. We don't want to take advantage of the situation. Like, are you
Yeah.
sure this is legit? And he's like, no, 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 I promise you it's legit. We're like, okay, cool. So what we did, and it's like a ranch in Colorado, like really nice place, like perfect condition, like no sense of distress whatsoever. So basically what we did was we came to the table with $80,000. It was like a $515,000 purchase, but we came to the table with $80,000 cash, took over his
Mhm.
remaining mortgage payments. He still has $35,000 of equity tied up in it, and we're selling it. So we were able to close quick with him, and then we're doing a retail sale of the property. We'll get the proceeds then, and then he'll get his remaining like $35,000 of equity at close of escrow. But it made total sense for his situation. But nobody else would have been able to take down that deal because all they're looking for is quick
Right.
distress. So
Yep.
um,
Yep.
so yeah, we really like these types of situations. So yeah, I'll talk to the team. I'll run it by them. What I would like to do, I'm going to send you an email. I have your email. It's your first dot last name at outlook.com, right?
Right. Yep. That's it.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So what I'll do, I'm going to send you an email from my email, and then if you could send over like just pictures of the property.
Sure.
Still pictures would be better than
Happy to do
video
it.
just because it's easier
Oh yeah, yeah.
to review.
No problem.
And then that'll help them and, be able to sell it to them. Because basically what I have to do, I have to sell this deal to the underwriters and say, hey, here's
Sure. Yep.
here's why we should move forward with something like this. Of
Yep.
course, they're going to penny
Yep.
pinch and look at the numbers and make sure everything pencils out. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, there might be a world where we can make this make sense and get you onto your next phase and put a little bit
That'd
more
be on great.
extra money in your pocket.
That'd be cool. Hey, thank you
So
so much. Hey, Chris, it was nice talking to you. So I'll look
yeah.
for your email, and then from your email, I'll respond back with pictures. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. One last question before I let you go.
Sure. Yeah.
If we're getting over the mortgage payments, is there any like would you need to have any like cash right up front at all? Or like if we could just take over making the mortgage payments, closing costs and all that, and then you get all of your
You know,
equity at close best.
I'll tell you what,
What's that?
take over the mortgage is fine. So I'll make it easy for you. The other guys were gonna give me 10 grand up front as if they don't close, I get to keep the 10 grand. So that's all. If we just did that, that would actually make the deals very comparable.
Okay.
So that's only, I don't need 80,000. I just need 10,000 would be great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect. Let me bring.
Same thing the other guys are.
Yeah,
Okay?
let me bring that to the team and I'll get back to you. I'll try to get back to you tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'll send you an email right now.
Okay. That'd be great. Thank you, Chris. Have a great
Thank you.
day.
You too.
Cheers.
Cheers. See ya. All right, guys. Cool. So that was actually an interesting one. I didn't think that was going to go anywhere at all. Like the offer that he has on the table, I think is a solid offer. He's saying, properties like his are selling for 1.2, 1.3. So let's go on the low end. Let's say his property could list for 1.2 times 0.9 would be $1,080,000 minus 900,000 would be $180,000. Now, if I could just come in, $20,000 more than these other guys, I'm still at $160,000 profit. It basically gives every single piece of thing that he needs, which is he's trying to maximize the money, but also maximize the speed and efficiency. And we want to still be able to make money. I mean, basically, if I came in at a 920, now the other challenge is the debt servicing, right? We got $4,500 a month in debt servicing. So you'd have to factor, I would say on a property like this, you're probably looking, let me just see what there's one comp that I see that sold in the last 90 days. And this one, oof, they chased the market down. Oof. Yeah, this was listed for a little bit. So they went on and off the market. Oh, they've been trying to sell this one for a little while. Okay, so the last time they listed it for sale was March 22nd. They did a price change at 1.299. They did a price change May 9th. Then they did a price change. Holy crap, they waited all the way to waited like 6 or 7 months to do a $10,000 price reduction. That seems wildly ridiculous. And then they waited 2 more months and did a $40,000 price reduction. And another 3 months, they did another $5,000 price reduction. Then it went contingent at 1.23. Yeah, so so as soon as they did the price change to 1.23, within 7 days, it went contingent. So my guess is it probably sold right about 1.2. And I could actually, on a deal like this, I would pull more information. I would get a local agent. I would dig into these stats and these numbers. But it looks like it probably sold right around 1.2. Now, the question is, does this one have a pool? So, oh, it's got a pool. So that is, yeah, non-disclosure state. So that's the problem. Texas is a non-disclosure state. Now, my way of getting around that, and it's not perfect, but it does, it helps, is you look at what they listed for, how long it was listed, when they did price reductions, and then how quickly after a price reduction did they go pending. And then you can make a reasonable assumption, and then you just be a little bit more conservative. So you take a little bit more off. And this one's a 4-bed, 4-bath, 3132 square feet. Ours is a 4-bed, 3.5-bath, 3347 square feet. Let's see. So that one has a pool. So that's not good for our subject property. Now, this is only in the last 90 days. Let's go last 6 months, see if anything else in here sold. Okay, so 2 more sold. One is a 2,900 square feet, no pool. And then the other one is a 3,800 square feet, no pool. This has really high-end luxury finishes though. So let's look at the 2,900 square feet. And here, I'll share my screen so you guys can see this. Um, so this one sold June 13th. I think it is built about the same time. Okay, so this one's a little bit newer. It's about 4 years newer, 5 years newer. They're all in the same development. Um, but yeah, see no pull out back there. Now let's look at the price history. So it's sold in 2021. Wait, what? Well, that's not great. They listed for 775. Price reduced, price reduced, price reduced back in February. Price reduced all the way to May, and then 10 days later it went contingent and sold after they dropped to 665. So my guess is it probably landed right around 660, maybe 655. That's not great for us. Let's see. This one's over here. Our subject property is over on this side. But see, as soon as you go to this one, it's only 200 square feet larger. This is the one that went for 1.2. That's really interesting. Yeah, really interesting, dude. Let's look at this one. This one is down here in this other development. See this one, 3,800 square feet. Look at these finishes, dude. This is freaking killer. Yeah, see this one is definitely on the higher tier price point. Um, and this one listed 412, went contingent 6 days later. Then it went contingent. This one probably sold right around the 1.95 range, just based on this timeline of events. When was this one built? Is this no, this is a 2015. So it's a 10-year. Oh, it's 3.4 acres. That's why. I mean, that helps. Um, oh yeah, this guy's got the baller. Wait, what? No, there's no way these two lots are connected. What? Easy Money Street. How, hey, bro, if you're living in a $1.2 million house and you live on Easy Money Street, like, bro, that's baller status right there. Like, oh, where you live? Easy money. All right, well, this will be interesting. I'm going to submit this over to the team. We'll take a look at this and see what we can come up with. But um, yeah, so that's the type of thinking you have to have when you have these types of creative deals. Now, like, here's the reality. It's like I could end up spinning my wheels on this, and spend 20, 30 minutes, with the team looking at this, underwriting this, making a few phone calls, maybe spend an hour on this. But heck, if I spend 3 hours on this and it turns out that that's a reasonable decision to take over the mortgage of 4,500 bucks a month, even if it took us 6 months, that's $27,000, right? Like the debt servicing to borrow that $27,000 to facilitate making those payments is virtually nothing, right? Even at 12%, That's $3,200 on the year divided by 12. So it's basically costing me 270 bucks a month to borrow the money to manage the debt servicing for 4,500 bucks. I would need another 10,000 because he wants 10 grand up front. So you're talking about $40,000 that we need to borrow. So 40K, it's $4,000 on the year divided by 12 times six. It's basically $2,000 in financing costs at 12% for me, or 10% for me to take that money and do what I need to do. If I can list it in its current condition and I don't have to put a dime into it, if I can make, let's see, if I came in at 920 divided by point, we'll say 0.92, because at that price point, you're not doing a full, um, I'm pissed about my $55,000 spread. Bro, you should see we had a couple juicy deals right now, bro. Like I just locked up a deal last night that's probably like a $65,000 spread minimum here in Southern California, and we have a 120 business day escrow period. Yeah, easy peasy. So basically anything over $1 million and I'm profiting, right? Um, Wait, I'm not tracking your question. Can you restate that question? So 920 divided by point 0.9. I basically have to be able to sell this property for over 1,025,000 to make any money. Mm, I'd say probably over 1,040,000. Anything over 1,040,000 and I'm making money. So if I could sell it for, 1.15 times point 0.9 minus 920. It's $115,000. Like, why would I not do that? So we'll see. Okay, let me just check something here. All right, so it's already 10 after 5. I thought I was going to have time to get on another call. I thought that call was going to end a lot sooner because he's got a pretty good offer. But uh, is what it is, and this could end up being a pretty killer deal. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to underwrite this deal. I'll spend some time tonight and tomorrow underwrite. Okay, so buy for 105, list for 189 or so, sell for 160. Like, is that a good deal? Are you talking about for land or are you talking about for a house to flip? I mean, it sounds like a good deal because if you're listing it at 32 acres, okay. So if I'm hearing you right, you are locking it up for 105, you're going to sell it for 160, and the buyer's going to list it for 189. I'm confused. 189 times point 0.9. Oh, got it. Okay. So you're going to list it for 189. You're going to net 160 after paying commissions, closing costs, and everything else. And so now you're basically making $55,000 on that deal. That sounds like a freaking juicy deal to me. I would take that down all day if those numbers penciled out and I can make that money. Like, why wouldn't I take that down? Sounds like a great deal. Anytime I can make $55,000. Oh, you're going to sell it for 160. Are you just assigning it for 160? Or are you listing it and you're going to sell it on market and then pay commissions and closing costs and all that? Land investors look, are you talking about your buyers? The buyers that would be buying it are generally looking for double? Hmm. Yeah, land is just a different beast. I don't know enough about land investing. It's not my wheelhouse. Yeah, so it's a $55,000 profit, right? Is that what we're talking about? Just so we're clear. as a wholesale deal? Hmm. Yeah, I need to learn more about the land space, but it's kind of a shiny object. Okay, so yeah, so if you're gonna make 55K, I mean, if that's a pretty much a done deal, like yeah, I mean, that sounds like a great deal. All right, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here because it's been a crazy day. I've been like driving all over freaking humanity today, handling a bunch of different things. So I really didn't get to some of the calls that I had to get to today. But I am going to be back in tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be grinding it out. I got 5 hours of talk time on what day was it? I think it was Monday. Let's see here. Monday I got 3 hours and 56 minutes of talk time. Tuesday I got 5 hours and 10 minutes of talk time. And then the last 2 days have been kind of a crap show, just catching up on some other stuff. So, um, yeah, if you're pricing it aggressively to move and you're making 55K, dude, that's a win any day of the week. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, I talk about these big deals that we have right now, which like are juicy deals, you know, but it's not the big juicy deals that keep your business moving, right? It's the 25,000 dollar deal that you get every single month over and over and over and over again, like clockwork. That's where your business that's where the money comes from, right? Like those big deals are juicy as hell, dude. Like when I first started back in 20 when did I start? 2020, and then 2021 we did a deal. It was our largest deal to date. Was a $230,000 spread, and that got my wife and I completely out of debt. Um, because my take from it, ended up being we had like $75,000 of debt. And so that wiped out all of our debt other than our student loans. And then basically freed up enough of our debt to be able to then use that debt to go back into debt so we could adopt our daughter. And that adoption cost us like $85,000, and all that went on like credit cards and stuff like that. So without that big deal, like that big deal is basically my daughter, right? That deal gave us the ability to wipe out the debt that we have so that we could go back into debt so we could adopt our daughter. And the adoption thing is a whole nother longer story. Um, but yeah, big deals like that, they come and allows you to freaking make some massive things happen. So but appreciate you sticking in with me, and I'll be back on tomorrow, twice tomorrow. My goal is going to be to hit 4 hours of talk time tomorrow and lock up a couple deals. So hopefully you guys, stay tuned. If you guys have time, pop on, hit me up in the chat, hit me up on Instagram. Chris closes your deal. Efficacy. I don't know if you're not following me on Instagram, hit me up, shoot me a DM, man. Let's chat, and then we'll go from there, man. But I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel where we make real estate investing easy. I'm going live all the time, and we're going to be putting out some more content. We're working on a podcast as well. I've got a pretty sizable list of some heavy hitters in the industry that are pretty much already committed. The moment we start the podcast, they'll jump on and come on. So stay tuned for that.